Episode 15, Phnom Phen to Laos. This is the Tomb Rider episode, 21st of April to the 3rd of May.
Just leaving Phnom Phen, taking Route 6 along the northeast of Toil Lake towards Siem Reap. Just a few shorts along the road towards Kampung, which was as far as I got on this particular day. Extremely hot, extremely flat, boring roads. There's gum trees, paper barks, lakinas all along here. This could be any one of a million towns in outback Australia. Boring as batshit, just covering ground. Beautiful road. You could play pool or billiards on the road surface. Last room in Kampung Phom. From the balcony of tonight's $38 room. I did a little bit of hand washing and it dries in absolutely no time in this weather. 3 big bikes in the car park. Tried to make contact but they weren't interested. Kampung, near the river. Got to still be the Teal River because I'm beside that lake a little bit. We're just in the central park, kids playing on all sorts of electric scooters, light shows as normal, and the electric scooters of course have got BB horns. Broke my visor packing the pannier and this fella put it back together for me. Beautiful, thank you. Massive markets. Lots of scooters, massive markets. As we approach Siem Reap from Kampung, this is central Cambodia. It's extremely hot, the humidity is still quite high, and it's very much like Australia. Apart from these markets, we have markets and things like this, but nothing like this size. The old bridge has a dirt surface. There are gum trees, paper barks, and even the garden beds exactly the same as Australia. Siem Reap. I got a nice room at the Golden Butterfly, $20 US, which is around about 30 Australian dollars a night. This room had a colour TV with YouTube music on it. It's the first TV or radio I've seen or heard since I left home in January. It made me feel a little bit homesick and I had a bit of a rough evening of it. Thank you, Leanne, for helping me through. Siem Reap, just within reach of Angkor Wat in central Cambodia. Pub street in tourist town. Siem Reap with Angkor Wat just up the road. I've got 3 nights here, possibly 4, waiting for Kenny at Bada Bang. But kind of looks like party town, hey? Lots of these fish toe nibblers. A couple of Aussies trying to start their own bar. Good luck to you fellas. A couple of Facebook, YouTube followers spotted the bike at breakfast that morning.
So yeah, it's big for my joy. And yeah. I flew out of Sydney on the 2nd of April and I landed in Singapore, Malaysia, then up through what I call the east coast of Thailand, spent a bit of time in the national park, KTA, and then came across and entered Cambodia yesterday. So I'm not spending that long in Cambodia, I'm off to Vietnam.
They're about to change the Vietnam rules. You'll be allowed to take your bike in shortly.
You will be?
Yeah.
I can now.
Oh, you can now?
Well, I've got a tour guide.
Oh, yeah. Expensive, but hey.
Yeah. When are they going to change the rules?
Supposedly the 1st of May. Like next week.
Oh, I can't wait till then. I've got to get to China by the 8th of May.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
62.
You're going to get a Chinese license?
Yep.
Okay. They told me I couldn't get a Chinese license until I was 64.
I've got a tour group there.
You're a tour group there?
Yeah, that was a bit of a rumour hanging around.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah, so no. So no.
Angkor Wat. Ta-da! This is my big ticket item in Cambodia, and it's the central feature on their flag.
That is Lord Vishnu. Vishnu riding on the Garuda, which is the half lion, the hand is human, the head is the bird. So 3 in 1. It's very powerful Garuda, the bird here. So if you see Lord Vishnu riding on the Garuda, he's in a form of fighting to protect the universe. But if you see Vishnu sleeping on the Naga, he means resting or relax. So Angkor Wat temple, they built from the early 12th century, they built for this god, Lord Vishnu, the god of world protection.
A Hindu-Buddhist temple complex. It resides in the ancient Chhmar capital city of Angkor. It is considered the largest religious structure in the world. Originally constructed as a Hindu temple dedicated to the god Vishnu. During the 12th century, it was converted to Buddhism towards the end of the century and is therefore known as a Hindu-Buddhist temple. As we saw earlier when I had the guide at the first Angkor Wat temple, the carvings on these walls are absolutely intricate, just wonderful carvings here. This is the Bayon temple. It's an absolutely huge area. I spent quite a bit of time at Angkor Wat and chasing tickets around. So I'm going to leave this one for tomorrow, and we're going to move on to Prasat Ta Prom. This is a Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie. Laura Craft should pop out of one of these corridors any minute. This was my favourite of all the temples in the Angkor Wat area. I just love the way the trees have formed over the building. Well, yesterday I ended up in a bruise and a sore hip, which has left my right leg a little bit stiff. Lots of these gates around the Angkor Wat area. There are also ticket checkers that jump out of the side of the road with no warning. The balustrade on this little bridge has fallen apart, and you can see just over the edge of the bridge the rivers at the moment are dry because it is their dry season. Bayon Temple will be the first order of the day, that big one that we passed yesterday, and it is big. It took quite a while to explore this one. There are faces carved on each face of these spikes. A big festival. They're about to barbecue a pig, making some bread, drinks, other sorts of foods. Intricate carvings along these walls. It's beautiful. As the king was a Buddhism supporter, the Bayon Temple was the only Angkorian state temple to be built primarily as a Mahayan Buddhist shrine dedicated to the Buddha. It had been quite a long hot day already, and I found a shady tree to have a little bit of a lay down under. These cheeky little monkeys came and shook my foot, not asking for anything, just checking if I was okay. I'm not exactly sure which temple this was. It's a nice temple, it's a very quiet temple. and it's a ruin that hasn't been ruined by restoration. Anzac Day, lest we forget. A game of two-up in Cambodia where they don't have coins. Tom's on heads, I'm on tails. Looks like I'm paying Tom.
Let's see what happens. Silence. Okay, go ahead, spinner. No result.
No result. It's one of these.
That's small. There's about 10,000 real here, maybe $4.
I said I'm definitely here, but I've got my eyes on you. Is that what you're asking about?
You're deaf in that ear, but you're blind in the other one.
We taught a few listeners how to play two-up, including my mate Al from Ireland.
Mow the enemy down like so many stalks of wheat falling before the scythe. There is nothing glorious in war. It is rottenness and degradation for most of us. Men lose their principles and character.
Setting of the sun, we shall remember them. Thank you. The fall ended in a blood nose, which was quickly fixed up. Getting today's ta-da in before the heat start. Banteay Temple, which a lot of the towers have been strapped together, and it's overlooking a lovely lake. Entry gates and walls, almost like a fort. East Mabon Temple has elephants carved out of a huge piece of single stone, and blue dogs. Big lake. Well, looks like a man-made dam from all the dead timber. Just across the road from Ta Son, one of today's temples. A small temple that has been left mostly in ruins. They've propped some of the areas up. Between 802 and 1431, the Khmer Empire ruled most of Asia. These temples are between 1100 and 1300s. They were laid waste by an attack from Athia, those Khmer temple ruins we saw earlier in Thailand. Right, lotus lilies about to fly up. Monkeys got into my kit while I was out. That sore hip really didn't enjoy climbing all those temple stairs today. Nope, the little girl not doing it. I'll give it a go. Oh yeah, that tickles big time. I met these ladies from Ballarat and Melbourne. This morning's bike check revealed a broken spoke. I dropped the bike off to Chi Mechanics in Siem Reap. Had a bit of a walk around and they had it all fixed up, ready to go within a couple of hours. Top job, fellas. I have really enjoyed my time in Siem Reap. It is a big city with all the big city trappings. It's a tourist town, lots of expats, bars, lots of fun, lots of Aussies, Pommies to talk to. It's been great. I have really enjoyed exploring the Angkor Wat archaeological sites, and the ancient temples have been absolutely fantastic. Loving it. Good night, Siem Reap. Thank you. Banteay Chhmar in the northwest corner of Cambodia, up near the Thailand border. It was built by the Angkorian king Jayavarman VII in the 12th century in order of his son who had died defending the Chhmar Empire. The temple is a ruin and the jungle is slowly taking over. Many young couples come here for their wedding photos. A lot of the towers have been strapped and wired together in order to try and prevent decay, and you can see it was built as a Buddhist temple. I quite enjoyed exploring this quiet ruin that had more of a ruined empire feel about it. Flash room beside the lake at Siem Reap. Moving further east the next morning towards Prasat Priya here. A little bit of handlebar heaven. They really love their monuments in the roundabouts in Cambodia, and so I'll just show you a little bit of roundabouts and a little bit of the villages and towns as I go through. The roads here are in reasonable condition. They're not fantastic highways or anything like that, but the surface is certainly pretty good. They use these little front half of a tractor quite a lot, and they can sort of attach any sort of fitting to the back of it. I took a dirt road shortcut to Prasat here, only to find out that I had to double back to buy a entry ticket. So this area is under reconstruction. Chinese and India got involved, and then the USA and UNICEF or one of those organisations. The view from up here is magnificent. I climbed to the top of the cliff at Prasat Priya right here. There's quite a bit of smoke haze, so really not enjoying the mountain view. It is very steep getting up and down this cliff-top temple that had been started in the 10th century and was not completed until the 12th century. It's not really clear why this temple was abandoned. It does not appear in anything in my research that it was attacked. It would be a very difficult one to attack. The day was getting on a bit, and it had been a hot day walking up and down that cliff-top temple. I think this town will do me for tonight. Sarah Aim. I'm just going to pull up and find a guest house or a hotel here. Plenty of markets going on. It'll be easy enough to walk out, find a couple of beers and a feed here. Driving south and a little bit east the next morning towards the Angkor Temple area, and I ended up staying in a town, Puyumi Morial. This is it here. It's a big temple area, and I really did enjoy exploring this area. Once again, I'm not sure why it was abandoned. There are minefield warnings all around the place. Stay on the path while enjoying these areas. The main pyramid is the main attraction, and it took quite a bit of climbing. The top of the Angkor Temple pyramid. It's quite a climb up here in this equatorial heat. Oh, I'm going to be getting close to 2 o'clock, I suppose. I've got myself another one of those very insane 2 o'clock person tickets. So I'm quite wet and sweaty. Still shifting the belly. All of these temples are surrounded by a moat-like water reservoir. couple of ficus cuddlers in this particular prayer area. A cheap room in Perhumi Morial, which is a agricultural area. A lot of the rice fields have been burnt. I don't think this is rice. It's not been lowered or bunded. It wouldn't hold water. I'm not sure what their main crop is here, but you can see all the fields have been ploughed, ready for replanting. This is coming towards the end of their dry season, and they're expecting rains within the next 4 to 6 weeks. This will be their monsoon. It's only a small town huddled along the roadway. I got what I consider a reasonable room, and then I should be easy.
There was two Vietnamese couples, lovely people, showing me Vietnam and talking about it. Dusty marketplace beside the Pria Limit Falls on the Mekong River while I was riding east next morning, which was Wednesday, the 1st of May. Beautiful area. I had a bit of a swim here. At the top end of the falls there's markets. They've got lots of food stalls there, and the day hammocks, which seem to be a big thing here in Cambodia. I hadn't seen it anywhere else, but it's quite nice. If you're having a hot day and you stop for your lunchtime meal, have a siesta in the hammock, and it's good. Most of them don't charge you for the hammock for a couple of hours. If you didn't have a meal, they might charge you for the hammock. Phnom Phen Falls is about 40 kilometres off the main highway. It's a slightly corrugated red dust road in and out, but it's in good condition. Markets all along the highway as I make my way to Strung Tren, and big market outside my hotel. Rock and roll girl inside the lobby of my $12 room. Strung Tren, the last town before I move into Laos. One of last night's Vietnamese couples invited me to join them for dinner. Lovely people.